So what's up, Digidestins? Exciting news. We actually got some more information about Nationals this year. We know it's going to be in California, the same location as last year, but I already know a feeling on what's going to go on there. So without further ado, let's dive into the video and talk about it. So first off, let's get into this. So the first thing about the Digimon Championships you guys should know, it is like a Bandai Fest, it's called. The thing is, I have a feeling that we're going to have DBZ, Battle Spirits, One Piece, Union Cross or whatever, the Union Arena. They might tech into that. We might see some demos of that during this. And then finally they will have, Digimon and everything else. So what does that take away here? They lumped in North America as one location. I think that's a terrible design. No other region is doing that, and I think that's just bad for us. I get that they wanted to save money for some reason, but they did fix some major issues here. So first off, with Digimon Championship, they announced that this is going to be an open invite. Means that you don't have to get an invite to play in this event. So that makes it so that it's going to be a massive first come first serve, with the restriction of the players that got their invite. The invite players that already have it get first stepping stones to get to pay first to enter. So the major thing you want to realize, though, North American players who won an invite from regionals will have priority registration and receive a 2-round buy in place of their invite. So things about 2-round buys is huge. Yes, buys hurt you when it comes down to the resistance and stuff like that. But the fact of the matter is, a 2-round buy in most events are very highly coveted. So when players don't feel like you're kind of getting ripped off and that you need more, anything more, and then basically your 9-round event becomes a 6-round event, it kind of keeps it fair. Anything more just feels like you're gaining way too much. And I think 2 is fine. Maybe 1 would have been fine as well, but I think 2 is acceptable. I think 2 might have been a little too much at times, but that's just because I've seen other card games when they give up to 3, it just feels way too much out of even a 9-round event. That means now you get to, stay in bed later. You don't have to be right there at the start of call. So now you're more well rested. You get to enjoy a later breakfast. You get to just leisure around. You don't have to stress out. And that kind of makes you now prepare in the mental step of maybe what deck you might bring, because by that time round 3 is starting, most of the decks should start being representative of what you would expect normally. Anything rogue you would normally come across that would be kind of hard to deal with because it is a rogue deck that could have knocked you out early is a huge disadvantage at sometimes. And then you have to be prepared with it. With no sideboard, you can't really deal with certain matchups that are just very strange or out there that you weren't expecting because you had no play on it. Once you start getting to round 3, you kind of start seeing the normal stuff. You'll see more and more Black War Greymon, stuff like that would make more sense. Like in last Nationals, by round 3, it was a lot more and more Black War Greymon, Shoutmons, all that good stuff that you kind of just came to expect and more. So stuff like that is very important. And then, also make sure you do have your passport ready. This is going to be vital. If you don't have a passport, make sure you get it now, because it's going to be very important if you're going to go to Japan. So this is only going to be given to the top 4, I think, that's going to get the invite on this, but this is definitely going to be something you want to take into account. January 27th through the 28th, which is my birthday weekend. So you guys will probably see me there, but they do have a list of around 1, but the 2-round buys. Everybody else has like a normal event. Prizes due to the total event capacity, prizes for the top will not be distributed at this. What? That is crazy to me. Okay. I'm not even going to go with that. But stuff that you want to take into account when it comes down to information like this is that we now know where we're going to be. Signups probably won't be happening till December, because they have to wait till November's regionals to get done and over with. So that's very important information and data there. So that's going to get skewed a little bit. So you want to keep this on your radar as well. Just watch around more closer to December once November's regionals have finished. There's more people to get a chance for a buy and priority signups, so they have to make sure it's fair and even across the board. So this might deter a little bit of players because pricing wasn't too hot for the online events, and hopefully next year, let's just take a look at what they said on Facebook, because I'm going to be straight up honest with you, it's completely different. Let me see. Than what they said in their online post, as they say. So let's see if we can pop this up here. Come on. There we go. Facebook. Facebook. So let's load this up and then I can look into the Digimon English side here. Digimon English version. So let's take a look. So let's see. Nope, that's not what we wanted here. We got this part earlier. Oh, here we go. So let's read this little bit of tidbit here. While we have plenty more details on the event upcoming months, we'll be taking a moment to explain important changes before Digimon card game from March 2020 Store Champions events were planned that award one round buys at 2020 Regional Championship events. That wasn't true. I'm going to be straight up. That did not give a round one buy in the Regional Championships because I didn't get a buy. I had to play the online, so I don't know what they were. Oh, okay. So ended up being made it difficult to run in-person offline events at stores and regional level. In order to continue our championship season under COVID restrictions for 2021, we plan online regionals, large store regionals, and store championships, which would award final invites for the first time. This method of distributing finals invites was intended as a temporary measure to allow players to receive final invites both at home and at smaller capacity events to promote safety and follow regulations and mandate by local and national authorities. For our 2023 organization season, we fortitude the COVID-19 risk was reduced enough to restrictions to be lifted, and our players and tournament organizers will be able to return to large-scale in-person events. Due to the positive reception of our online events by our players, we endeavored to both retain and expand on these events. See, the problem came down to was the online events got way overexpanded and the in-person events kind of got cut in like quarter of what it was the year before. I think that was a bad call on whoever decided not to try to push for more online, more in-persons. I get it. A lot of players enjoy having these in-person events. I think it's very important to have an equal pacing when it comes down to it, not just one-sided. So I think next year they probably let's push to make it 50-50 and let players have this. I mean, good on them, not at, spreading the COVID and all that, but I get there's negatives and positives to each side. There's positives for the online because it allows players that can't travel as much to be able to. The in-person regionals allows the players to travel, have fun with their friends, enjoy, stuff like that is very important to communities. But there's also the player base that can't afford that. The economy is just not there for this to support fundamentally everybody. So I get this. I think it was a problem. The problem child was there was not enough in-person regional events this year. I think that's the biggest issue. We believe these changes. So For the 2023 season in North America, we are planning to run an open final event in Los Angeles and grant players receiving a final invite from our regionals a 2-round bye alongside a priority registration slot for the event. This event will be capped for logistic reasons and there will be a registration deadline. We also encourage the pass down of final invites this season, which will allow a wider range of players the opportunity to earn their round buys for finals championships. With this development in mind, we decided to remove invites from our store championships. I wish they would actually incentivize a 1-round buy for if you win a store championship. That might be good and healthy for that. You kind of get 1 from 1 store championship. Anything more, you don't get the double stack, this kind of stuff situation. I think regional top, for topping a regional, get 2-round buy. Topping a store championship, you get 1. You don't get to stack it, you'll only get 1 of that. So just something to give you more incentivization. We believe these changes are in the best interest of our player and allow a even greater audience to enjoy our card games throughout the season and join in the biggest Bandai Cardade event yet. Please note these are details that are still under consideration and subject to change. I hope we don't have like a 500 player capacity because we need definitely 1,000. I think last year definitely proved that we can get 1,000 without breaking a sweat. So now I want to talk about one quick thing, is what kind of expect for the upcoming season that we're going to be seeing. If they don't touch anything with Shine Greymon, you can definitely expect Shine Greymon to do something for that regional. SEO, which is Lugamon's deck, definitely expecting that. The red-black Greymon's definitely going to stick around. Mirage Galga probably will stick around, but I think a little bit kind of goes to the next iteration of that once we get to EX05, which is going to be the format you will be playing in, so you get your testing in with that more and more these next couple months to get yourself ready. Yes, this might cause some burnout going forwards, but just keep this in mind that you will be facing format when you come into it. So expect Anubismon, and then it's Metal Garurumon X. You know, you're going to expect that. So I expect these four to be kind of the ones to go with. I think Fanglongmon might have some craziness to it. Duffmon, which is Leopardmon, definitely has some potential. And then I don't see Jellymon. I see Leviamon. This is just estimates and predictions, but I can expect these, especially with the EX stuff. Leopardmon plus Leviamon definitely has some more grounds to stand on. I think we're going to see a lot of Garurumon and Anubis, and then Shine Greymon following suit with, you know, the Lugamon deck itself. I think a lot of this is going to take into that consideration and wanting to test. You should be playing against these big 5 decks constantly to have an understanding. The only exception that could happen is that they don't allow EX05 for the event, but I really highly doubt that. The other deck that I don't know what's going to go on with it is the Dawn and Dust deck. I wish there was more tops with it. There's 0 at the moment in Japan. I don't know if that's just because players don't want to play it, or Bandai extremely lied and said, oh, this is going to be the top of the competitive meta. Sad face. But without further ado, hopefully you enjoyed the video. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll catch you next one. Peace!